make it bouncy.
Oh my god! Yes! Why, hello lovelies, it's Tracy. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel, and we are watching... What are we watching? We're going to be watching ATEEZ Bouncy. I'm so excited to get to watch this with you guys, and in case you haven't seen any of my other videos, or if you're not on Patreon, I did a boo-boo. I was, okay, flashback. I was cutting a bagel, and like, you know how when you buy packaged store-bought bagels, at least here in Australia, if you're lucky enough to have a bagel store near you, or you live in New York, or where they just have fresher bagels, they come pre-cut, so they don't cut them all the way through. They kind of cut a little bit on one side, cut a little bit on one side, and there's like a chunk in the middle that isn't fully cut yet. So it's always been my fear whilst I've been cutting bagels that this was gonna happen, and of course it finally did. But I was just okay, one morning about to get ready to film, which is why I am filming some of these videos later than I would have liked to. I was cutting, and stupid me, I was holding the bagel like that, so bagel's around this way, cutting, and it's the long bread knives that you see, like the long bumpy serrated bread knife, and because it's only made for bread, it's super sharp all the time. We don't use it very often, only to cut bagels. That's literally the only time we use that knife. And I was cutting it, and it reached a part where basically it was then uncut. So cutting, and then I didn't realize that I had already cut through all the bread I needed to, and the knife just fell and then went into my finger. So a lot of blood later. And so Simon, thank God, Simon's been working from home ever since the whole virus happened, so he basically hasn't really been to the office much at all. So but he was on a meeting call, so I was literally, because I was cutting it near the sink, thank goodness I was, otherwise I would have gotten fluids everywhere. So I had the sink on, cold water, just tap running, trying to, you know, because, you know, and I was holding my finger trying to have it stop bleeding. And then when I sort of got my head in a space enough to not freak out, because funny fact, so I have my degree in forensic science, so I have seen a lot of dead bodies and wounds and crime scene photos, and even for my job now as a hair and makeup artist, because part of my job is special effects. So as you guys know, like if you've seen my Maniac tutorial, creating wounds, making it look realistic, that sort of thing, I can deal with other people's stuff. But for some reason, when it's my own wounds or things happening to me, I can't handle it. So I was trying not to pass out or like vomit. So I'm just giving you all the facts right now. So I was like waiting for the timing enough for me to be okay to reach across to where the paper towels were, so then I could wrap it around my finger, sit down, and like hold my hand above my head. So if this ever happens to you and you need to stop bleeding, and if it's on some sort of extremity of yours, try to elevate it over your head or your heart, so that way you can hopefully stop the bleeding. So I was like this, and this whole time I've been trying to call Simon. I was just like, and my like pet name for him, if you want to call it that, is Lub, so L-U-B. So I'm just like, Lub, and so that was when I was on the floor, but I was doing this whilst I was at the sink as well. So managed to get paper towel, wrapped it on my finger, sitting with my hand above my head, calling out his name, but because he is wearing his noise cancelling headphones, he couldn't hear me, so I had to text him because I didn't want to disturb his meeting, even though I could have potentially lost half my finger. I texted him and she's like, love. What did I say? Let me see. Also, I got my ATEEZ strap and it is amazing. I love it so much. I said, love, and then he said, yeah, love, and I just said, help. That's all I said. And then he just came out. At first he went into the bedroom because he thought I was still sleeping. But then he came out and just saw me sitting near the window with my hand up in the air with paper towel everywhere. And the cat staring at me because she didn't know what was happening. She, bless her, she was just like sitting next to me because she was wondering what was happening and if I was okay. And yeah, so he had to take me to the doctor. So he called around. This was only like maybe 7:30 or 8 o'clock when it happened, so it was still quite early in the morning, and I had this whole day planned. I was so disappointed because I was going to get a whole bunch of videos done and dusted. I was going to go to the post office and post off the what was it called, some photo cards that some Patreon people won, and then I was like, well, and then I was going to work out because I've been on a really good workout routine. I finally got into the rhythm of it, and I was so excited because I was seeing heaps of results. I felt stronger and all that sort of stuff. And then this happened, which I can still feel it like being a bit painful. But yeah, so Simon rung around to a couple doctors, and the one down the street from us happened to have some free time right in the morning, which was only like, I think by the time we saw them it was probably 9:45. Yeah, so yeah, so they saw me and they were like, do you want stitches? Because it's pretty deep, but if you don't want stitches, because they didn't have the glue, usually sometimes they can just super glue it because it was a super clean cut. It didn't look like there was anything in it, so yeah, so they're like, do you want stitches? It'd be like 1-2 stitches, but it will be like painful. You have to get local anesthetic, we have to do all this stuff. And then I was kind of like, I was just really over it at that point. I was like, if I don't absolutely need them, I think I'll just go without them, and they can just like put the steri strips on and then bandage it. So that's what they ended up doing. So I avoided stitches, but we'll see how long this will take to heal then, and hopefully nothing's gone wrong in the past 5 days because I can finally take off this bandage today. So we'll see how that goes. I'm kind of nervous as to what it's going to look like because I hope nothing's gone wrong. I hope it's at least healed enough that I can start doing things again. But when I start like waving it around or getting blood flow in it, it really starts to like be sore. Like I kind of want to like do, you know, sometimes when things are like just sore, you just want to squeeze them. That's kind of the thing that I'm like, just like stop hurting. But yeah, so got that. I haven't had a tetanus shot since 2007, so I also get a tetanus shot, which I have this massive welt on my arm from it still, so I was not feeling very good for a few days after it because it was just so, literally Simon just like did this and just tried to hold me one night, and it was so painful. It was like the most painful thing ever. Like it was fine putting my arm up and down, but the minute like pressure was on it, it was unbearable. So that was fun. So all my amazing planning for this week literally went out the window, and I was so upset and so like feeling sorry for myself that I've eaten a lot of carbs this week, so I need to turn it down a little bit. So I always have carbs in my diet, but I've been definitely trying to follow a bit more of like a eat more veggies situation, because I feel like every sort of Asian might know, rice is life, man. Rice is just everything. So when you can't eat it for every single meal, it kind of makes your life that little bit more sad. So I've been pretty good about it though. I've been really good at making sure I have more of a balanced diet and not just eat things that make me feel happy. So I'm trying to make vegetables and salads and more healthy and maybe not the most amazing tasting foods more appealing to me. So that's been my journey for the past month. But yeah, so this little bugger, it's so frustrating, but hopefully you guys have had a better week than I have. And yeah, so better week, just better in general. Hopefully you didn't end up at the doctor's or a hospital or anything like that, or had to get stitches or worse. But at least I still have my finger. I suppose that's the main thing, and Simon has not let me cut things very much since. So every time I've like gone to pull out a bagel or something, he's like, I'll cut that for you. And then he cuts it a bit wonky and makes me a bit sad. But anyway, at least I didn't have to handle that knife for a few days. But I'll keep you guys updated as to what this amazing finger will look like afterwards. But yeah, Simon's not home at the moment, so I don't want to unbandage it without him here and then have to scramble to make things better if anything goes wrong. So anyway, that was my very long-winded story as to what happened. So yes, ATEEZ. I ordered the 3 set of the album, so I'm very excited for when it finally gets here. It would probably take ages to get here from Korea, but I'm very excited. Got something like, why these things keep happening to me? I'm very excited for it to arrive. But in the meantime, if you would like more exclusive content, I have so much over on Patreon, so if you're interested, it will all be over there. There will be live performances as well of Bouncy from this era over on Patreon. So if you're watching this on Patreon, not only are you sorry, there's something in my eye. Not only are you getting the music video reaction, but you're going to be having the live performances as well. But if you're on YouTube, this will be the music video reaction. Yay. I'm so excited. So without further ado, let's just get into the music video. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay. Oh, also, if you haven't subscribed, become part of the lovely family. Hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to press the little bell icon and press the like button. It really helps us out. So yes, music video. Let's go. Mingi. Seonghwa.
What you gonna say? Get back at the next one. Don't you want that, man? At the top, but it's not for you, bro. Don't you realize what I'm saying? What you gonna do? Hey, let's go! 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 하면 리듬에만 처음 들어란 말을 시끄럽지 우리 막아 Nothing gonna wrong now it's time for the party. Slow it down, make it bounce. 지금부터 fly. 정단은 spicy. 청양고추 vibe. If you wanna know how, I can show you right now. 우리 만들지 bouncy. 우리부터 fly.
hold on. I feel like I was not expecting it to just come in and just like punch you right in the face. Like usually this is so different to a normal ATEEZ, because like usually it's like it like is more of a softer chorus and then it kind of ramps up into, I mean, softer verses and then it ramps up into the chorus, whereas this is just like bam, it's the verse. Like it's crazy. I need to start it all over again because I was out. Yeah. Also, when we watched all the teasers over on Patreon, I was just like, this album is gonna be so different because it just sounds so much more like electronic and more dance and dubsteppy. So it's more in that direction rather than the more rock sort of elements that we had in the previous comeback. So it's very interesting for me. But it sounds so good. Okay.
What you gonna say? Get back and relax. Don't you wanna bet, man? I got time, but it's not with you, bro. Don't you realize?
So is someone gonna rap in this song?
Hey, let's go! 1, 2, 3, 4 하면 리듬에만 처음 들어란 말이야. 시끄럽지 우리 막아 모든 그런 now it's time for the party. 배고파 우린 젊기에 비켜봐 cause we need some man. 묶여있었던 모든 걸 풀어내 멈추다 살순 없어. Bring back microphone 볼륨 올려. Sit back and relax everybody. 느껴봐라 이게 우리 소리야. Come on everybody. Slow it down, make it bounce. 지금부터 fly. 정단은 spicy. 청양고추 vibe. If you wanna know how, I can show you right now. 우리 만들지 bouncy. 우리부터 fly. Down, make it bouncy.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Bring back microphone 볼륨 올려. Sit back and relax everybody. 느껴봐라 이게 우리 소리야.
Oh!
Slow it down, make it bounce.
Oh my god.
지금부터 fly. 정단은 spicy. 청양고추 vibe. If you wanna know how, I can show you right now. 우리 만들지 bouncy. 우리부터 fly. Bounce, bounce, 하늘 위로 fly, fly.
세상 위를 뛰어봐 하늘 위로 날아봐
믿음 안에 모여라. Slow it down, make it bouncy. 지금부터 fly. 좀 다른 spicy. 청양고추 vibe.
If you wanna know how I can show you right now
구해줘 bounce, bounce. 하늘 위로 fly, fly.
Wow.
If you wanna know how, I can show you right now. Bounce, bounce, 하늘 위로 fly, fly.
Damn. Ooh. Oh my my God. Wait. Okay. I have so many thoughts in my brain right now. So the first thing that I immediately am thinking is Mingi's part. I think this rap is probably one of his most badass raps, but also the part that he basically had a saloon shootout. Like that scene was actually insane. And my phone just thought I said Siri, so it's... So, yeah, like Mingi's part was actually insane. I feel like we need to watch that bit again because then right after, as I say, like, is Seonghwa gonna be rapping in this comeback? And he is. We get rapper Seonghwa. Oh my God. Like, I feel like this song kind of ties into Leaders very well. I don't know if it's just my like subconscious thought patterns kind of making up here, but I feel like this is very similar to Leaders, the song, but also I think I just remembered, so like the bits where they're in like that white castle-y thing and they're in like almost school uniforms, is that the same uniform from the Halazia music video where the kids are being like programmed to have no emotion and to be controlled and all that sort of stuff? Is that from that same school? And then in this is where are they supposed to be Halateez? So like if they're Halateez in this verse, oh my God, in this music video, so them shooting the thing and then it exploding the school, I'm guessing, because they're just, you know, does that make sense? I'm all over the shop, but yeah. So let's watch Mingi's rap again, and then I'm pretty sure it was Seonghwa straight after that, so let's watch that again.
Down, make it bouncy.
His voice. Oh my God.
Bring back microphone volume 올려. Sit back and relax everybody.
I feel so much about this music video. I feel like just all over the place. Okay. So I love that the whole Wooyoung and San relationship in this music video is San's the fighter and Wooyoung is like his coach, and he's just like, basically he's just like, I'm not gonna say it anyway. Yeah, so that this whole sequence is so freaking cool, and I'm trying so hard not to swear so I don't get demonetized, but it's yeah, like, I mean, this video's not being monetized for me anyway. It's gonna go to ATEEZ, but still. I have so many thoughts, so I feel like I'm going to watch some live performances. So those of you who are watching on Patreon, let's go watch some live performances, and then we'll come back and I'll give my whole entire thoughts after that. That way it will sort of help me digest it, and we would get some live performance action to, you know, help form those words that are coming up in my brain a little bit better. So yeah, so let's go do that. I feel like ATEEZ is really starting to get up budget-wise with their music videos, because as we can see, all of those were sets. There probably was not as many CGI scenes as, you know, some past ones, but I feel like ATEEZ have always been pretty good with it being always sets and not just like a huge CGI screen. But the fact that they shot for 4 days really shows how far they've come, because like I've said with the Stray Kids music videos, like the S-Class, they shot 5 days. 5 days for a music video is pretty rare in terms of like Western artists, because usually 3 days might be the max, just because of just how everything works, but also because it's a lot of money. So I feel like unless it's a humongous music video, a lot of Western artists don't do like huge week-long shoots like that. But the fact that they're up to 4 days in a music video just shows how much money KQ was putting into ATEEZ to make their music videos even better and more intense and more crazy. There is one scene I want to see though. I think I missed it. That's what it said. So the sign says the GOAT entrance. And for those of you who don't know, GOAT means greatest of all time. So keeping in line with the theme of the song of them being, you know, let me show you that we're a different kind of spicy and we're, you know, we're amazing, basically. So I find it really cool that they add things like that in the music video, because it just adds so much, like even with the lighting of it, it adds so much amazing extra interest and texture. And then the sign of course says K hot chili peppers. But I'm loving like this almost steampunk Western sort of feel to the music video, but it's like steampunk cyberpunk at the same time, because it's almost like Western times, but obviously it has modern technology. So it's like this whole wrap of like steampunk, cyberpunk, like in one. And it's just, that's why one aspect of ATEEZ and their whole universe that I really enjoy is the whole theming behind it, because it's just so cool. Like I played a game recently called Stray, and if you haven't played it, it is actually one of the best games I've played in a long time. So if you are interested in that, it's where you play as a stray cat in the future, and it's very cyberpunky but also dystopian. It's really cool. So have a look at it if you're interested. But yeah, I found that so cool. But yeah, this music video is actually insane, the amount of work that they did. And they all look incredible. I can't. Okay, so one thing that I did miss, it was actually the showcase performance of Bouncy. So I thought we'd watch it here, and then maybe down the track on Patreon, I'll watch the entire showcase if I have access to it over there with you guys. So, yes.
What you gonna say? She make you relax, man. Don't you want a Batman? I got time, but it's not for you, bro. Don't you realize what I'm saying? What you gonna do? Hey, let's go! 1, 2, 3, 4 하면
리듬에 맞춰 흔들어란 말에
그렇지 우릴 나가고 모든 그런 Now it's time for the party.
배고파 우린 젊기에 비켜봐 cause we need some
껴 있었던 모든 걸 풀어내 멈춘 채 살 순 없어. Make it bounce 지금부터 fly 좀 다른 spicy 청양고추 high If you wanna know how I can show you right now 우리 만들지 bouncy 뿌리부터 fly
Make it bouncy 지금부터
빗속 고개 하나 흔들어 앞뒤 않는 랩을 들어 S-O-N-G-M-I-N-G 걷는 너의 surfer 중심 위치 날 좋은 게 나랑 같이 처음으로 없이 좀 매너 미친 대로 미친 사람들 그만 quiet 즐거운 애들처럼 spicy 청양고추 vibe if you wanna know how I can show you right now 우리 만들지 bouncy 뿌리부터 fry
세상 위를 뛰어봐 하늘 위로 날아가 믿음 안에 모여라 Slow it down make it bouncy 지금부터 fly 좀 다른 spicy 청양고추 vibe If you wanna know how I can show you right now 고개 쳐 bounce bounce 하늘 위로 fly fly
show you right now.
Woo! Oh, wow. Actually insane. Like, I'm so overwhelmed. Their performance is so good, but I feel like I don't know if it's just me, but please let me know if you think the same. But this comeback to me I feel like is even more like mature, if you know what I mean. Like, I feel like part of me is like a little bit like it's a bit sexy, definitely spicy, but I feel like everything about it exudes a bit more like maturity, and that they're older, and that they are, you know, entering a bit more of like a adulthood sort of image. Because obviously, like with their past stuff, like there's a lot of school uniforms involved, but like in Inception and Thanks, like it's still very almost school based. Whereas I feel like this one is just like the neck level. Like this is like, yes, I'm trying to show a bit more of my mature side. Like we're spicy, we are, you know, spicy. Speaking of spicy, I need to do a spicy TikTok video of ATEEZ, because what can I say? And I feel like Simon's home now, but like, yeah, spicy. Okay, I have so many thoughts with this comeback. So, as I said before, spicy TikTok, but also, I feel like we got just more layers to ATEEZ. They gave us such a fierce performance, but also it showcases a bit more of like the crazy, and like how Hongjoong can, like, his appearance just changes. Like he really is like the mad captain. He is just absolutely insane. And the fact that we got rapper seonghwa and Mingi's rap was just sick. It was so good. This comeback is just literally so much more than I thought it was gonna be. And that's like of course, like we expect something from like our groups that are coming back, but I was not expecting this. The level that this music video like has, it just keeps getting better and better and better. Like I love that so much. And especially when the fact that they, like, for Turbulence, they could have so easily done just green screen and that sort of thing, but the fact that they did so much actual on location shooting is such a testament to how serious they take the music videos and just how much effort and money that they put into this. And it's just only fair that as a teenie we really push for them, because they are just so good. And I feel like I just hope they come to Australia. They're putting out all these shows that are coming to South America, and that's amazing for them. It's be way too expensive if I wanted to go over there, but like they're doing a South American tour, and I am just holding out that they're going to do an Australian tour hopefully soon, because I will actually, when they announce it, I'll be buying tickets so fast, because now that I've seen Stray Kids live, I don't like ATEEZ is just like the next one on my list because they're just so good. So I'm very excited. So let me know what other videos from this comeback you want me to watch. I'm going to be watching some of like the variety shows and everything over on Patreon, and there is literally, I feel like there's going to be so much content because I saw that they're going to be on Jonathan's show. They're going to be on Child Cloud as well, so like the you know, Return of Superman show, but the YouTube version. So I'm very excited to watch that as well. But yeah, whose era do you think this comeback is? I'm having a hard time figuring it out, but like part of me thinks it's hongjoong's era, just because the chorus, man, and the way he just commands that chorus is just crazy. But I feel like this is one of those songs where I really feel like it's everyone's era. I feel like they really showcased every single member so well, and we got to see some really cool scenes from them. Like Mingi scene was just absolutely insane, but definitely like the rappers in this particular song really got some amazing showcases. But yeah, I feel like hongjoong really, and but San, I feel like this comeback, no one can say anything about San's hips because they really made a point of showing everyone's hip action. But the move where they're like that move, do you think it's an even elevated version of Say My Name? Like the, what do you even want to call it? Like the shopping cart move from Say My Name? Do you feel like it's an even more like the neck level of that? Because it could be like a way to sort of add an element, because ATEEZ really has unique choreography and they're very much ATEEZ, and I was thinking that this choreography looks easier than some of their other ones, but I feel like that's always a trap. I feel like the easier it looks, the harder sometimes it can be, because there is so much detail that goes into it for it to look good that if you don't do a certain element, it just looks wrong. So it'd be very interesting to see what the other songs in the album sound like. I'm very excited to get to listen to those with you guys. Don't forget, next week I'm going to be listening to the Stray Kids album with you. I'm very excited about that. And yeah, also I'm filming this on the 10th celebration of BTS, so happy anniversary to all the ARMY out there and to the BTS members. Also, it's Yeosang's birthday, so happy birthday to Yeosang. So I'm very excited that so many things are happening and we get to have so many comebacks and so much content and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, so hopefully you guys had an amazing day and had so much fun watching these with me. I certainly did. I am literally screaming on the inside because I'm so excited for this comeback. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and until next time, I really want to say a huge thank you to my Patreon lovelies. Thank you, lovelies, so much for being here for me. I want to thank my lovely super mega marvelous lovelies, Abby P and Kim H. Thank you so much for just being so amazing and wanting to help support the channel and for more exclusive content. I really appreciate every single one of you, as well as the YouTube lovelies. You guys really, thank you so much for always being so lovely. Like seriously, I would not still be making videos if it weren't for all of you and for all your amazing comments, and you're helping me guide my journey with these groups, especially the groups that I'm very new into, like TXT and BTS. Like you guys are really gently guiding me through the whole, you know, fandom and content and everything. So I really appreciate every single one of you for that as well. So yeah, if you haven't become a lovely, don't forget to press the subscribe button and the little bell icon, and don't forget to press the like button. It really helps us out, lets us know what you're vibing with. And until next time, I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.